something else. Looks look like this, maybe even the knife of the separated.
All right. Wonderful.
If I try to do this from here,
then I can unmute me. I'll just
No,
unmute
let's try.
Okay, from
Easier.
Jonathan.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. So I just want to share that I'm meditating here on the mountain with the sunset.
Nice.
That's lovely.
And it's Gevurah She'beGevurah. Endurance with endurance, endurance with strength. And we have the strength to have the most amazing meditation tonight.
Blessings to everybody. Good evening. And wow, it's been really a busy week. There's been holidays. There's been the Easter holidays and Passover. And here in Israel, in the world, we are counting the Omer, which is a 7-week both cleansing process and also protection process from Passover to Shavuot, which is a holiday of celebrating the receiving of the Torah. And tonight is going to be Gevurah She'beGevurah. So it's a discipline within discipline. It's going to be from tonight to all of day tomorrow, and we're going to work on sharing how we can bring strength and empowerment to our life, or stories of empowerment in our own lives. We'll have Rav Itzchak Even come in and talk about the actual counting of the Omer and Rav Kook's teachings. We're going to have Bruce Brill come in with music, and Jonathan Font Moxo, and few other people are going to come in later. Amrita going to be singing, and we will share some artwork as well. So we would love to hear also what you think is representing for you personally strength or Gevurah, or anything that has been in a story of endurance in your own life, or measurements of discipline. So we will start soon a meditation, if you will, and it'd be great to take off any smartphones. Jonathan is here in the same room, and it's great to be together again. And next month in May, hello. Next time in May, we're finally going to try to do it outdoors. It's been kind of iffy weather. We're going to do it near the King David tomb in near the old city in Mount Zion, in the old city area of Jerusalem. So do come in then, 22 of May, 22. Okay, so we're going to prepare ourselves for a little meditation. And if you want to seat yourself in a nice, lovely little cushiony place, and or sofa, take off any distracting phones or smartphones, and just take time for yourself now to connect to your own inner strength and beauty. B'Shem Hashem. מימיננו מיכאל, ומשמאלנו גבריאל, ומלפנינו אוריאל, ומאחורינו רפאל, ומתחתנו אמא אדמה, ומעלינו שכינת אל. לילה, 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 לילה. Let's invoke our own guiding spirits and angels and all loving kindness around us. Last week was the week of Chesed, loving kindness. So we have done some inner and outer repair, God willing, so that we can sit more in our own vehicle of love. And we will ground ourselves into Mother Earth. And just make sure that you can straighten your back really, really well. And find a straight line up, like as if there was a divine force pulling your whole being like a puppet up with a string, a gorgeous white string connecting to your higher self and to the divine source, eventually to Hashem or Godhead, if you so will, and really, really feel protected with a golden dome, with archangels around you. And if you have loved ones in your room or house, include them in this vibration of protection. בשם השם נעשה ונצליח ישועת השם כהרף עין. The salvation of Hashem, of God, it can happen in any split second. So these are the times of lots of changes, astrologically, messianically, consciousness-wise. So things can really move very fast to a new direction. And that is what we want to do this evening, is to tap into our power and make a choice for a new chapter. So let's ground our body, our energy, just sink down into the chair or the sofa. Take a few deep breaths and just maybe sway. Just say, I'm held by God, I'm held by myself, by love. Like if somebody put a lovely blanket around you and you feel warm and cozy. This is time for you, nobody else, just really you. And this string of love light come through from above into the crown chakra, the Keter, into the skull of your mind, and the third eye, and your throat chakra, just washing down anything that aren't serving you into your arms like a waterfall of divine liquid, luscious, beautiful light. And through the torso and your lungs into your heart chakra. Just maybe put a hand on your heart chakra and breathing in. Breathing in Gevurah, strength, and breathing out last week. And slowly let that heart chakra be constantly cleared and down through your solar plexus and your second chakra, and first in, down through your legs. And in your mind's eye, imagine a clear lake of swans, clarity, as this waterfall is washing through your whole body into Mother Earth. Hineni Hashem, Hineni. Give me strength and power to be in this world in these times. And as a strong tree, put your feet down into Mother Earth. Grounding, grounding, grounding your force. Making roots deeper into Mother Earth, into the center, to the center of her loving kindness. And feel her love, her gravity pulling you into her, cleansing all that does not serve anymore. Just shake it out with your hands, with sound. Ah, Hashem ייתן לנו כוח. May we get strength from the angels and divine power. And when you feel totally clean and clear, bring all the wonderful Mother Earth energy back through the layers of the mother's womb, the aquafairy, the lava, and into the soles of your feet, and just lovely, lovely warm scents coming up through the legs, through the hips, and through the stomach, and just bubbling up warm energy into your heart, and then just allow for that whirlpool of warm mother energy. Clear all the four chambers of your heart. Any pain or disappointments. And find the strength in your being for being in your whole life. This heart is this beautiful friend that's pumping in and making a rhythm. And she's the one that's going to be lasting until the very day of our life. So give thanks to our heart, the ability to love, the ability to love ourselves. Just breathe into the heart chakra. And imagine in there a strong little child of yours, a resilient being of yours, a mind that's strong, that can see the positive in things. And breathe into yourself and slowly embrace that strength and bring it up through your throat chakra. And like a tulip, holding it in your mind's eye and your crown chakra, and just opening this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous strength of Mother Earth and your own strength in your being. And fill that like a huge cup of overflowing abundance. And at this point, since we're in Jerusalem, we're going to transport ourselves to the four corners of the old city, being strong beings, holding hands lovingly. Our hands, our arms are a continuation of our heart. And together, we're breathing, swaying. We're holding a stand for all the people we know, all our loved ones, for all the countries, for this planet. We're a stand for strength and Gevurah, endurance and discipline of our powers. And all the angels are surrounding us. All the prophets and tzaddikim and righteous beings, they want us to be strong in these times. And let's imagine a golden spiral around us, uniting all the four quarters, the Muslim, the Christian, the Armenian, the Jewish, and all nations, all the Mediterranean, all the continents, and imagining doves in this spiraling golden form, just exuding so much love and strength from the foundation rock, both above and so below. The rivers of power coming down through the foundation rock, through Mother Earth to other side of the earth, making Jerusalem the point of connection to the cosmos, to the Milky Way. May we remember why we're here. We have a lot of work to do in the future. May we remember our work. And these spiraling doves of peace are coming from Jerusalem. all over the globe, embracing Mother Earth, sending love to all hard regions of difficulties and war. Sending messages of love to the future generations to bring peace upon this planet. Sending love to all the continents, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Australia, Asia, the poles, and the dolphins and the water people are feeling the energy and they're sending their vibration back to us, the joyous, bubbling, loving light of the water. And the swans and the eagles and the animals and the people saying, yes, this is a beautiful gift, Mother Earth, please let us take care of her. Take care of our bodies. Let's send strength to all the friends and families who are ill or feeling weak or tired. B'Shem Hashem naseh v'natzliach. Let every person on this planet connect to their higher self and remember we're here for a purpose and together we will make a better future. Slowly coming back towards Jerusalem with the peace doves, now with olive branches in their peaks, and they're floating around the old city, holding space of sacred unity. And we're facing each other in the circle, giving thanks. Giving thanks to each and everybody here for the love that we share. Thank you. And before we finish, listen inside your heart. If there was a message or there is a message for your strength coming week, coming month. And let's create a golden dome of manifesting this meditation. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, we'll have a little music. Thank you. If anybody wants to share later their feelings about the meditation that we had, I'd be happy to hear, or any prayers for our world. Okay, Jonathan, thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Can everybody hear me now? Is that okay? Yes. Okay. So, somebody, actually, I think she is Swedish. This lady, you know, I just wrote this song. Yeah, she calls herself Thea. Oh, yes, from Sweden. dance on this ground with the rhythm of saints. We carry the sound, hold a prayer for the earth, for the ones yet to come. May we all walk in beauty and remember your song. Blessed we are to dance on this ground with the rhythm of saints. We carry the sound, we hold a prayer for all life, for the ones yet to come. May we all walk in beauty and remember your song. Remember why you came here. Remember your life is sacred. Remember why you came here. Remember this life is sacred. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo. Blessed we are to dance on this ground with the rhythm of saints. We carry the sound, we hold a prayer for the earth, for the ones yet to come. May we all walk in beauty and remember your song. Blessed we are to dance on this ground with the rhythm of saints. We carry a sound, we hold a prayer for all life, for the ones yet to come. May we all walk in beauty and remember your song. Remember why you came here. Remember this life is sacred. Remember why you came here. Remember this life is sacred. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo. Blessed we are to dance on this ground with the rhythm of saints that carry a sound. We hold a prayer for the earth, for the ones yet to come. May we all walk in beauty and remember your song. Blessed we are to dance on this ground with the rhythm of saints. We carry the sound, we hold a prayer for our life, for the ones yet to come. May we all walk in beauty and remember your song. Remember why you came here. Remember this life is sacred. Remember why you came here. Remember this life is sacred. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo. If you can hear, if you can hear the words, I could just say the words. Blessed we are to dance on this ground with the rhythm of saints. We carry the sound. We hold a prayer for the earth, for the ones yet to come. May we all walk in beauty and remember our song. And then remember why you came here. Remember your life is sacred. Remember why you came here. Remember this life is sacred. And yeah, and I have something later that I want to share with you about the 10 lost tribes, named Moshe, the sons of Moses, like the descendants of Moses. And it's a discovery I made just on Thursday, Pesach, we were in Kever David's tomb. And I met this lady there that wrote a really extensive book about, made a 25-year research about this. So I'll speak about it a little later. And Eva, maybe we sing one more song because Neta Shira, yeah. Neta Shira just came here and Zohar also. Maybe we'll do something.
And then afterwards, I'm going to give the exercise for them.
What was that?
Yeah, Jonathan has two wonderful three friends here. They want to do one more song, and then we're going to bring a beautiful exercise for the Gevurah, and then we'll have Rav come in. Okay, so Jonathan, you ready to sing with your friends?
Yeah, maybe I can.
Okay.
The words are by someone that most people know about this guy. His name is David. He was the king of Israel, the second king of Israel. He wrote songs. So and the music is by a friend called Yoel Sykes. הללו את אדוני מן השמיים, הללו במרומים, הללו כל מלאכיו, הללו כל צבאם, הללו שמש וירח, הללו כל כוכביהו, הללו שמי השמיים והמים אשר מעל השמיים. יהללו את שם אדוני כי הוא ציווה ונבראו ויעמידם לעולם חוק נתן ולא יעבור. יהללו את שם אדוני כי הוא ציווה ונבראו ויעמידם לעולם חוק נתן ולא יעבור. השמיים, הללו במיעוט. הללו כל מלאכיו, הללו כל זרעיו, הללו שמש וירח, הללו כל כוחנו, הללו שמי השמיים והמים, אשר מעל השמיים. יהללו את שם אדוני כי הוא ציווה ונקבע, ויעמידם לעולם, חוק נתן ולא יעבור. יהללו את שם אדוני כי הוא ציווה ונקבע, ויעמידם לעולם, חוק נתן ולא יעבור. תודה רבה.
Okay, so we'd love to hear more of you from you soon. We have now Rav Kook.
Me. Did you hear me the last minute or two? No. Okay. I unmuted myself so that they could play really strong sound. So basically, thank you very much. We'll hear more of them soon. And we're in now for Rav Marmerstein sharing about Rav Kook in the Sfirat HaOmer. Then we'll have Bruce Brill sharing his music with the banjo or whatever magical instrument, and then Yosef Morgan wants to share also about his ideas about Gevurah, and it's really nice to see you all, and Alisa from Tzvat, and welcome. Okay, Rav Kook, you have the Rav Yitzchak, you have the
Itzchak Even Shays, by the way.
teachings.
Shalom.
We can't hear you, need to unmute.
Oh, I need to, no, I'm not muted now. You can hear me?
Mm.
Okay. At
Now,
one point,
okay,
I would like to be able to share the screen because I want to show the words I'm going to be looking at. Can you make me a co-host?
You're not co-host, but I can make you a temporary host if you don't mind coming
I don't
back.
mind, but it's actually better to make me co-host.
Yeah,
Because
if I
then-
had that feature, it would be amazing. I don't. So I'll make you a host, and then don't forget to bring it back to me.
Okay. So shalom
Shalom.
and Erev Tov from Yerushalayim. Dusty Yerushalayim. We're in the middle of a dust cloud, a lot of Israel, so it's an interesting time. And there's lots of other dust swirling around here of dust of various types. And a blessing in my life is having met the Torah of a Rav Avram Yitzchak, a Cohen Cook, because as the world goes crazier, his clarity becomes clearer. It's like, and the fact that he has, I mean, I'm not going to compare, I don't know who, but he has extraordinary guidance for us and for the entire planet. And I'm always glad to share it because it gives me an opportunity to learn it. It's not because I know, I want to learn this. I want to understand what his teaching is to the world. and by sharing it, I can learn it. So I'm really appreciate the opportunity. And also, I want to invite you every day at 7 p.m. Jerusalem time. We have a Gevurah group, maybe 10 to 15 people, sometimes less, that we're learning the writings of Rav Kook in Hebrew and English with the writing on the screen. So I really want to invite you to join us. We're going through, I mean, if we, depending where it is, if it's a Chag or something, or Parshat Shavua, we also do that weekly. But generally, we're going through his most Kabbalistic notebooks. When the Rav Nazir asked Rav Kook, it's clear there's a Rav Nazir of David Cohen, Rav Kook's main student, and the first hippie of the 20th century. When he asked Rav Kook in the early 20s, it's clear there's enlightenment, there's illumination with you. Is there also a teaching? Is there a methodology? And Rav Kook gave him these, in this case, 8 notebooks that he had been writing from 1910 and 1920. And he said, yes, of course. And the Nazir has been delving into them and brought forth a systemic understanding of Rav Kook's illuminated insights. And that's what we're learning through the original notebooks. So it's quite a journey of discovery, really, for all of us, and everybody's invited. But with your permission, I'd like to share a little bit from the teachings of Rav Kook. I'll do orally, verbally, and then I'd like to share 2 poems, which are an illustration of what we'll be learning. And for those poems, I'll have the text on the screen.
Can I just remind you to bring also the idea of the Sfirat HaOmer within that?
Well, we're going to start with Sfirat HaOmer because Rav Kook explained that what is Sfirat HaOmer? Sfirat HaOmer is our counting, where we count from Pesach, count to 50, and the 50th is the high point of Har Sinai, Shavuot, the festival of God, of us hearing the 10 commandments. And so that's the journey that the Sfirat HaOmer counts us through. And also, though, on the Torah level, meaning what is in the Torah actual significance of Pesach, and what is the count of Sfirat HaOmer towards for Shavuot, the 50 days in the Torah. It says specifically, it's the period of time from when on Pesach we offer the barley offering. Shavuot, we lead up to the time when we can finally, on Shavuot, offer the wheat offering. So it's also the difference between Minchat Seorim and Minchat Chitim that is distinguished in the period that the Sfirat HaOmer is counting that period of time. And there's lots of significance in that, because, and Rav Kook and others explain, but in the words of Rav Kook, he says that we unite the offering of the barley offering, and barley is animal feed, right? Wheat is human food, barley is animal food. And if you Google it, you'll see the same thing. 80% of the barley in the world goes to animals. And it's he calls it ma'achal be'ema, the feed of the animals, netiyat haregesh hativit, and it's representative of just our natural feelings, our instinctive feelings, our sort of animalistic selves. And the Sfirat HaOmer is then counting el hachitim, towards the time when we're ready to have wheat, and wheat is human food, representing the elevation, ha'ilui hasichli haruchani, the intellectual, spiritual elevation. And therefore, what we're doing in the process of Sfirat HaOmer, and of course, every time we're counting and through the 7 lower Sfirot from Chesed, Gevurah, and tonight is night 9, and it's Gevurah She'beGevurah, strength within strength. And each night is an opportunity for us to look at one aspect of our being, but in the context of the holistic understanding of the 7 lower Sfirot of the Tree of Life. It's really the entry into our most basic selves, our capacity to give, our capacity to be strong for the sake of good, our capacity for harmony and netzach, our capacity to power on despite all obstacles. Hod is our capacity to be able to receive everything we receive and integrate it. And then in Yesod, all of this really gets integrated and bursts out into Malchut, into action, into life. So it's an extraordinary journey of self-perfection, self-development, so that we become ready to be able to see God on Har Sinai. At that point, we're asked to see is not the right word, but to hear God but really have an experience. And Rav Kook talks about it, that in this case, what we're doing is we're elevating our nefesh behemit, our animal soul, ours and of the entire planet, when we emerge out of Egypt and slowly, la'at la'at, from the time when we emerged out of Egypt, and then we were enslaved in Shebasar Hamoe. We were in the most material, we were slaves, we were only bodies. The only importance there, we were as enslaved bodies to work for the Pharaoh. And so then we begin by offering the Omer offering, which is the barley offering. And then as the process, and this is an expansion of what we just explained, but here, and this is in notebook 1. He wrote this in 1910. And he said that what we're doing is, in this process, nafshenu habehemit, vanefesh ha'olam kulo. It's not only our personal being, it's also planetary. We're here as we're growing, our impact is we elevate the entire world. We have the capacity to. So here our nefesh behemit and our animal being and the nefesh behemit of the world is all rising slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, till 49. And then we reach 50th, which is the completion, and Chamishim Sha'arei Binah, and there's all the understandings of reaching the 50th gate of understanding, and that's a great blessing that we have the capacity for that experience. But it's in this process, that which we experienced in Egypt as a flash. At that moment, the 50 gates, Kabbalah teaches us, at the coming out of Egypt, we experienced the 50 gates of understanding, but then they were closed, and then day by day, we're reopening them up and reaching on Shavuot, and that's our maturity process in this becoming the servants and the children of the divine. And at this point, slowly, we're helping the world emerge mitaharat mitumata, from its impurity, mizdakechet umitala, it becomes pure, refined, it elevates. Yotzet mitzurat behema lekabel or tzurat adam. We emerge out of the animal form and we receive the human form as we emerge from the barley level to the wheat level. And then we come to be able to really celebrate the Chag HaShavuot, the day in which we stood in our Koma HaRuchanit HaGmura Shelanu, our complete spiritual elevation and stance. Veziva komemiyut mitchadeshet aleinu. And at that time, this glow of elevation is renewed in us, bechol Shavuot, through Shavuot. And therefore, the blessing is, and he says, well, let me just, and says, we are equipped with, this gives us that what we've done now, chamushima now, we have now equipped with all the powerful life force of our animal being, and it is raised up, refined, and purified, so it is united with our highest being, and it then becomes in service of our highest being. And in that way, we really take on Sfirat Ha'Adam Hashlema. We really become a complete human being, integrating the physical and the spiritual. And that's the tremendous blessing that the Torah gives us, is that we have the opportunity to journey into our completion. We're not stuck at any particular point. We're not enslaved to pharaohs and other sort of constrictions. And with that, Rav Kook, is the screen now coming? Okay, hold on, let me just find it. Somebody, hold on. To suit, I'll do it this way. Now I have it here, I just have to find it. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So the journey is from our lowest being, our most enslaved
We can't
being.
see it, Rabbi Itzchak, we can't see the screen.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, let me call it up again. Okay, you can see the screen now? Yes. All right, so I'm reading this poem because the teaching here is that we're really in a process from our lowest, in a sense, worst, to our best. And Rav Kook identifies that as a primary dynamic in the flow of existence. And he gave it expression in this particular poem, which it's unnamed, but if it was to be named, we would just call it the first two words in the poem. And it's a short poem, and there, okay? Otsar hachaim male hamonim kochot shonim. The treasure of life, full of multitudes of varying different powers and energies. Oops, sorry. Ra'im v'tovim, kulam mitlakdim yachad bepeulatam. The bad and the good, they all join together in their activity. Chodrim chad bechad, they interpenetrate each other. V'shif'a mekablim v'chozeret hashif'a lemekor machzava. They penetrate one into the other, and they receive a flow, and the flow returns to the source from whence it is hewn. H-E-W-N. V'ko hachaim olchim umithavim blulim yavou tov vera. And thus life goes forth becoming, and the mixing, mashing, blending together of good and bad. Ube Blilatam chaim yitnu. La'at la'at yitbareru. And in their blending together, they give life. Slowly, slowly, little by little, they will be clarified. Haminayot hatovot be'otzar hayesh la'ad ya'amdu v'hara'ot kelil yichlefu. The good portions in the treasure of what is will stand forever, and all the bad will be completely transformed. So I want to bless us that as we count the Omer, we go through the purification, clarification process, so that we can truly all that it needs to be transformed, so that we can be completely good is transformed. And then we'll be truly blessed that the minayot hatovot be'otzar hayesh la'ad ya'amdu v'hara'ot kelil yichlefu. B'mhera b'yameinu. Amen v'amen.
Great.
Amen.
Wow.
And then one more. And then we can be truly, truly, truly free. And how free can we be? Rav Kook here gives expression to freedom. Because freedom is not just external, it's internal. And ultimately, the internal freedom is the real one. You can be a free person, but have the consciousness of a slave. And you can be a slave, but have the consciousness of a free person. They have a story like that about the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the first Lubavitcher Rebbe, when he was in jail, how much he was freer than his enslavers. So with your permission, I'm going to conclude with this short poem. וכשהמחשבה מפזזת, אין כל רום לפניה, כל מה שהיא אוחזת, הינם כבלים לרגליה. When our thought explodes, there's no space before her. Anything she holds onto are chains, cables on her legs. When our thought is free, kala hi ke'ayala, kivrak shamayim mehira, shovevahi, uvifladea pnei kol hi meira. She is as light as a gazelle, as swift as a lightning bolt in the sky. She is playful, and in her joyful vigor, she illuminates the face of all. Tsar la melo olamim, narrow kol gvulim la asurim, otiyot ve'egionot, she'ifot uzramim, kavlei barsel megilot usfarim. Narrow for her are fullness of worlds. All boundaries are forbidden to her. Letters, ideas, streams, waves, books, scrolls and books, chains of iron. Philosophy mechkarim, hotziuni lirvaya. Kol mugbal li asur bahanaya. Philosophers, investigators, let us emerge to the overflowing. Everything limited is forbidden. It's forbidden us to have, literally everything limited is forbidden for me to have pleasure in. It's forbidden for us to be stopped just on the level of the limited. We must go beyond the limited and really experience and give expression to the unlimited, which the Holy One, that's what we're here to do. That's why we were created. Philosophy mechkarim hotziuni lirvaya, kol mugbal li asur bahanaya. So may we be blessed to be completely our most complete holy self integrating our body and soul and heart and mind and how levels Venomar. At least somebody said amen.
Amen. Amen.
All right, folks. So thank you very
Thanks
much for
so
letting me,
much. God
for
bless.
allowing me this opportunity to share
Thank you.
and for being and this extraordinary possibility to bring this all over the world. So please feel free. And if you ever want to join our learning circle, you don't even have to, it's not a commitment. You can do it whenever you want. It's not you can come once a week, whenever you want. You're really welcome to join our learning circle. There's people from all over, well, mostly United States and Israel.
Can you send us the link in the chat for anybody?
Sure.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. We know you have to go move on now, but thank you.
Well, I'm actually going to do a poetry reading at a blues bar in Jerusalem.
Oh, that's good. You're singing, Rav Cook. I love it.
Yeah, so it's a good opportunity. There's this jam bar where they jam on Sunday nights, and
Okay.
started going there. Let me give you back.
Give me back the host, and we're waiting for Bruce Brill, and then we have wonderful music here again by
But I
Jonathan.
have to know how to.
And we have you go up on the right side, and the three dots, and it says make Tulip Love Lounge.
Oh, excellent. Oh, okay. Three dots. Make host.
Yeah. And after Bruce, we'll have Yosef come in, and then the floor is Jonathan's with his music.
Okay,
Thank you
please-
so much.
Please confer that you got.
No, it didn't
the
come
host.
forth. It didn't come forth. Do it again.
Oh, yeah. It asked me if I want to do it. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. God bless.
When will Jeff be on?
Hello. Yes. Hi.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, when will Jeff be on?
Jeff Goldstein didn't make it today. Unfortunately, had another sudden change in his schedule. But next in May 22, we hope. Bruce Brill, are you there? Hello, hello.
Hi, I am.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can we see you too? And your banjo?
How do I do that?
Do you have you used to come on the camera. Do you have a camera? Just first, this says stop video or open video. You see a little video to the left?
Oh, start video.
Yeah. There you go. And you have a crown.
I have a halo, huh?
Halo.
I have a halo.
Must be
let me
very
illuminate
holy.
it. Oh,
Okay, and we have Hannah Aliza from Prague. That's nice. Good to see you. Chaim
Okay.
Cohen, thank you for joining.
Okay, I've descended from heaven. I have no more halo.
Okay, bummer. Well, can you still play Heavenly?
Can I start by asking a question? There's so many educated people here.
Sure.
And you were speaking about, Itzchak was speaking about the offering of the Omer, of the barley. I would like to know, and this is a real question, during Pesach, when people brought the barley offering for the sacrifice, was it one sacrifice for the entire nation, or did everyone who was a pilgrim that came to Jerusalem, did they bring an omer of barley to sacrifice?
Yeah, I think the idea was that everybody brought it. Yes, I'm pretty sure. You have to ask your phone to verify that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. We're a little rusty on the
Right.
operating system.
Right. The reason that I'm asking is because there's no such thing as an Adar Gimel. At the end of Adar Aleph, people would go out and check the barley to see if the barley was roastable so that it could be brought to the temple as an offering. And that stage of the barley was called Aviv, if the barley was Aviv. And this year, at the end of the rabbinic calendar's Adar Bet, there was no Aviv barley. In fact, even now, when the 7 days of Pesach are over, if you go out anywhere around Jerusalem, you'll find that most of the barley is still not Aviv. So you couldn't have Passover. And in other words, it seems like the rabbinic calendar is off a month.
It's
Okay.
an interesting question. I mean, you'd have to ask an agricultural expert to speak about that. But I mean, the rabbinic calendar is general. I don't think it's necessarily that exact every single, it's like 3,000 years. So it's
Right.
whether that, who knows the climactic things and how everything is functioning. So it's quite general
Right.
that way. But the barley does come before the wheat. And probably the amount of time, well, we'll see. I actually don't know. I'm, a city boy, so I would love to find out.
Okay,
But it's
because
a good-
I
it's an
checked it
excellent question.
last year. I checked last year. I've been checking barley for
Ah.
25 years
Oh, excellent.
at the end of Adar.
Mm.
And last year was the first time that I didn't see any Aviv barley at the end of Adar, which meant to me that there should have been, in ancient times, there would have been an Adar Bet.
Well, the Adar Bet is actually, the reason they do the Adar Bet is that Nisan doesn't take place before spring, that we don't do Pesach. They add, it's 4 adult bets are added every 19 years. This calculation was thousands of years ago in order that Nisan, as it starts, because if we just do the solar calendar, it gets earlier and earlier, and we'd be doing Pesach in the fall. So what the important thing in the calendar is that Pesach is at spring, and that's why the Adar Bet is there. It's not because of the barley harvest per se.
Well, that's why I asked you if the pilgrims needed to bring roastable barley for Passover.
I would, well, we'll ask whoever can ask their phone early and find the answer, let us know.
Okay, so
Question.
Dr.
I
Google.
think Eva wants some music out of me, so.
All right, L'chaim. All right, and I have to go, so it's been really
Okay,
nice.
God
sharing with
bless.
you.
Enjoy the blues bar.
Take good care, L'chaim. L'chaim.
Bye.
Okay, we learn in Freemasonry that music can inspire man. It can inspire man to lofty thoughts. It can also inspire man to war. And I want to do a song that inspired a whole nation to go to war. You may have heard of Uncle Tom's Cabin that inspired the Civil War in America.
Oh.
I think more important, and I think a college student that's learning folklore or music can do a doctoral thesis on this question. I believe that this song, Nellie Gray, was as important to inspiring abolitionists to go to war to free their Black brothers. In a low green valley by the old Kentucky shore, there I've whiled many happy hours away, a-sittin' and a-singin' by the little cottage door where lived my darling Nellie Gray. Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away. I'll never see my darling anymore. I'm sitting by the river and a-weeping all the day, for you've gone from the old Kentucky shore. When the moon had climbed the mountain and was shining too, I'd go and fetch my Nellie Gray. We'd float on down the river in my little red canoe, while my banjo sweetly I would play. Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away, and I'll never see my darling anymore. I'm sitting by the river and a-weeping all the day, for you've gone from the old Kentucky shore. One night I went to see her, but she's gone, the neighbors say. The white man's bound her with his chain. They have taken her to Georgie for to wear her life away, as she toils in the cotton and the cane. Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away. I'll never see my darling anymore. I'm sitting by the river and a-weeping all the day, for you've gone from the old Kentucky shore. Mine eyes are growing blinded now, I cannot see the way. Hark, I hear somebody knocking at the door. I hear the angels calling and I see my Nellie Gray. Oh, farewell to the old Kentucky shore. Oh, my darling Nellie Gray, up in heaven there they say, they cannot take you from me anymore. I'm coming, 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 as the angels clear the way. Oh, farewell to the old Kentucky shore.
Bravissimo. Went back a few century long.
So it's a song that inspired a nation to war.
Mhm.
And we need some songs to inspire the world to peace, particularly what's going on in Ukraine. And maybe later on, I'll play a Ukrainian
Ooh,
fiddle tune.
please, yes, wonderful.
Okay,
Exciting.
I'll turn the mic over.
Okay, great. So we have Yosef and then Hannah Lisa want to share something, or Lisa from Tzfat. Anybody else? We here. And Eliyahu sent a chat for you, Bruce, answering the question about the Omer. He says the Omer was a communal offering, not an individual one. I believe when it says Aviv about the barley, it simply means that the barley is close to ripening. But we'll continue that saga. So Yosef, the floor is yours, and we'll hear more of the happening.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. I thought that what Rabbi Itzchak said, everything limited is forbidden. Everything limited is forbidden. Another way of saying that is nothing is limited anymore. To me, this is a very powerful goal of any healing, any therapy. For example, in psychotherapy, if a person comes in who is anxious or depressed or can't sleep, that symptom, that thing that's bothering them is no longer there, that would be freedom for them. Now, tonight is Gevurah She'beGevurah. Gever, or masculinity, or man, or might, gibor, mighty, is perhaps one of the aspects of Gevurah, not just restraint. Another way of thinking about Gevurah is the opposite of chesed, the opposite of kindness. So when I think of Gevurah She'beGevurah, I also think of two negatives as a positive. For example, in English grammar, I wasn't not there last night is another way of saying, I was there last night. So Gevurah She'beGevurah could potentially be even a chesed. If a person is not full of joy, that's their nature, the Gevurah She'beGevurah task for them is to be full of joy. Anyway, that's showing my Kotzker side. I'm a descendant of the Kotzker Rebbe, a Hasidic master known for his Gevurah. And now in the minute or so I have left, during the meditation that Rava led, I was thinking that I was on the Har HaBayit, the Temple Mount, during Chol HaMoed, and was harassed by some of the Murabitun, Murabitat, the Islamic harassers. I was thinking maybe the correct position for the Jewish people at this time is, rather than avoiding the Temple Mount and leaving it up to God and following the traditional restraints of where we're not allowed to go in the absence of a temple and the absence of purification, that maybe the correct thing to do to bring peace and is to have the opposite effect, is to go and pray and simply say, the God of Abraham is our God too. We're praying to the God of Abraham in the same spot where Abraham prayed to God. Why is that a problem? So that's my comments on my feeling of what everything is limited is forbidden, and Gevurah She'beGevurah. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you so much, Yosef. I love that we have to remember the male energies in the world and the healing that needs to be acknowledged in these times too. Thank you for that. Okay, so now we have a little, yes, amen. We have now a little bit music here with Jonathan and his friends, and then I'll be happy to hear from anybody else, and Eliyahu might have more to share about the Omer. And it's so nice to hear everybody's opinions and what they feel is empowering and mitgaber in their lives. That is making their life more strengthened and disciplined. Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay. So you can do it with the hands because they can't hear you guys, but you can say if you can hear me, that's okay. Good. You guys can hear me?
And you just
Yes.
project more, because last time they couldn't.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try to project them. So yeah, we're going to play two songs. One song is you can make a note. The words are with every breath, Mother Earth is with us. And then the water flows within the streams. And I breathe in and breathe out and allow my my essence and my being to fill. That's pretty much it. So I just welcome everybody. Just like take a really comfortable seat and just go with the feeling that you get from the song. Shema,
בתוך הנחלים. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי להתמלא ולהתרוקן. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי ואני נושם נותן להווייתי להתמלא ולהתרוקן. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי בכל נשימה עם האדמה. בכל נשימה עם האדמה. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי להתמלא ולהתרוקן. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי ואני נושם נותן להווייתי להתמלא ולהתרוקן. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי ואני נושם נותן להווייתי להתמלא ולהתרוקן. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי ואני נושם נותן להווייתי להתמלא ולהתרוקן. ואני נושם נותן להווייתי I don't know who wrote this song, but you know, you heard me כתב את זה? I don't know who wrote this song. Beautiful. Just,
Beautiful. Very uplifting. Thank you.
Second interview, we should do another song.
One more, yeah.
The one called Setting Light. So part of our Gevurah. We want to set light into the wild. Instead of setting fire, people have been setting fires. If they don't know what to do if there's fires, they're starting fires in force. Very sad. You know, so I just welcome everybody to start to transform the consciousness. You don't need to set fires, you need to set light. That's okay. זה לא בדיוק.
Yeah, this is the way. It is how we pray. Yes, becoming clear. Now the truth appears. Making the choice, creating rejoice. Making ourselves grow inner child. Setting light into the wild. Setting light into the wild. Yeah, this is the way. It is how we pray. Yes, becoming clear. Now the truth appears. Making the choice, creating rejoice. Helping ourselves grow inner child. Setting light into the wild. Setting the light into the wild. Setting the light into the wild. Setting the light into the wild. Making the choice, creating rejoice. Helping ourselves grow inner child. Setting light into the wild. Setting light into the wild. Setting light into the wild. Setting light into the wild.
Great. And Consolo is here also from UK. Thank you for being with us. And you'll come back and sing later, God willing. So I just want to give you the exercise of the Gevurah of Simon Jacobson, so you can use it with the coming 24 hours or less. So examine the discipline factor of discipline. Is my discipline reasonably restrained, or is it excessive? Do I have enough discipline in my life and in my interactions? Am I organized? Is my time used efficiently? Why do I have problems with discipline, and what can I do to enhance it? Do I take time each day for personal accounting of my schedule and accomplishments? Does my discipline include the other 6 emotional aspects without which discipline cannot be effective and healthy? Exercise for the day, everybody. Make a detailed plan for spending your day tomorrow. And at the end of the day, see what have you lived up to. Okay? So anything that's pending or you're being procrastinating, it's a great time to do it during Gevurah She'beGevurah. Okay, so let's open the floor again. Who anybody wants to share? Let us know. Raise your hands. Here we have Hannah Lisa. You can unmute yourself. Welcome from Prague. You need to unmute yourself, Hannah Lisa.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. So Sfirat Ha'Omer. I took up in Israel the name Omer when I was still young and didn't know what it was about. Just heard it and liked the sound, and as everybody when came to Israel changed their name, so I changed my name as well to Omer. And only now lately, I am beginning to feel the importance and the meaning of this word, which is connected to these 49 days of counting 7 by 7, which is as well, as since I am working with visual arts, for me it is a sacred geometry number. And I am already now for the 3rd year, I am having a small study group here in Prague of which I call the Tree of Life, and it is for non-Jews mostly. Some of them are, you know, here there are all kinds of people whose roots somewhere are Jewish. Anyway, it is a very small group, and we are learning the Tree of Life and some Kabbalistic interpretations of the holidays, which I found in authors, in contemporary authors or teachers from Israel mostly, and I translate into Czech. So I began to translate as well. Now we are learning about Omer, the Sfirat HaOmer. So many years ago, I found this book in Israel. Yeah, you see it opposite. Esther Cameron. Did you hear about her? Esther Cameron. There on the view, maybe afterwards I send the link. It is an online magazine of poetry, and she wrote this book of Mem Tet Tfarim, 49 stitches, meditations for the counting of the Omer. She was born in the United States, and she converted to Judaism. And she lives probably in Israel, I think, now. And this booklet, I don't know, probably she wrote it in English originally, and it is translated into Hebrew, or maybe in Hebrew she wrote it, I don't know, but in Russian as well. And I was born in communist Czechoslovakia, where we learned Russian for 9 years. So I can compare the translations. So if you are interested, I would like to read one of her poems. Maybe, I don't know which language you prefer, in Hebrew or English or Russian.
I think English, because not everybody knows
Okay,
Hebrew here.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so today I think we are on the eve of Gevurah She'beGevurah, right? Gevurah in Gevurah, the faculty of judgment and criticism must be strictly examined so as to recognize if the fire is pure or is of the redness which should be subdued to silence. But one should let the lightning of God fall on what damages creation. I can send you this. She has her counting of the Omer on this Derondad review as well. And she has new poems as well. And this is very deep, to my understanding. So I could share with you like spontaneously. I didn't prepare.
Thank you very much. It's good to hear even.
You want to hear about this in Russian? It is very actual.
I don't think many people would understand it.
Okay, Okay.
It's nice to have positive news from Russia. Let's put it this way these days.
So I wish all of us a meaningful period
Amen.
this time.
And let us know when you come to Jerusalem, and if you have any nice new exhibitions, put a link. Anna Lisa does this amazing visionary art over the holy temple area, and for the third temple to come down, with Itzchak Even, who passed away more than a year ago, unfortunately. And so anybody wants to, please share the link and look at her amazing work. And I really hope to see you soon back in Israel, in Yerushalayim. Yeah, and I also want to say, I hope to do something now, the Peace Foundation, the Lindberg Peace Foundation, and artists. So I'll contact you and other people interested to do more of an exhibition together through peace consciousness.
Wow.
So keep that in mind.
Okay, Bezrat Hashem.
Bezrat Hashem. Thank you. Wonderful. And stay with us, or come in, or bring any more images whenever you can. So who else wants to share anything at this point?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Annalisa from Prague.
Okay, now I send you this link.
Yes.
Yes.
Aliza or Consoli or Michael or Susan, anybody want to share anything? If not, Bruce can sing another song. Yeah, and we also have Jonathan want to share about Sabbaton, Sambation. We're going to have somebody come in and share about her amazing work too. And in the future also Yom Tov and Moshe Yom Tov, right? About the vision of how bringing Messianic consciousness together. Next May 22, 5/22, we hope to meet at near King David's tomb, physically be on the land of the old city. So we'll keep you posted. All right. Any news from Tzfat? It's so nice to see you, Aliza. I just saw you on Shabbat.
Yeah, I'm sorry we missed each other, and I went back and it was locked. So I think
and I did wait. I couldn't stay longer to wait for you, but
yeah, I guess timing was no, I don't have any unfortunately any like rich Torah insights, but I can just share that the fog in Tzfat was really alive and active and beautiful. There was like really amazing energy in the city. And it felt that everyone here was having a very transformational experience. It's very beautiful. It felt like everyone I was talking to, regardless of age, regardless of, where they fall in observance, everyone was really, really, truly feeling the energy and a big shift in consciousness. So that was really cool to see that echoed throughout every different meal, between like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's a lot of activity, a lot of meals, a lot of conversations. And it just felt like everywhere I was going, everyone was really like, wow, there's like some nice shifts happening. So thought I would share that with the group.
Wonderful. Thank you. It was really high energy. Blessings. And let us know your projects in the future, in the summer, what you're doing. And thank you so much. And Eliyahu, he just shared about the Omer. He kind of came off. But meanwhile, Bruce, maybe you have a song, and then Jonathan will share his work with the new woman we met from Ramot. Bruce has a peace song so that we can raise the vibration even higher. And Consuelo, if you have anything to share from UK, let us know. No pressure, but it's always nice to hear from everybody. Okay. Chaim Cohen, Susan.
Remember, wife of neighbor Jones, a man with stalwart arm, who lives in peace and plenty on a 40-acre farm. When men are all around us, with hands and hearts asore, who own 200 acres and still are wanting more. No weeds are in the cornfield, no thistles in the oats. The horses show good keeping by their fine and glossy coats. The cows within the meadow, beneath the beechen shade, learn all their gentle manners from a gentle milking maid. Within the fields on Friday, he leaves no cradled grain to be gathered on the morrow for fear of coming rain. He keeps the Sabbath holy, his children learn his ways. He fills his barns with plenty at the close of harvest days. May we not learn a lesson, wife, from prudent neighbor Jones, and not for what we haven't got, give vent to sighs and groans. The rich ain't always happy, nor free from life's alarms, but blessed be those who live content, though small may be their farms. Thank you.
Jonathan, say something. Bravissimo. I love it. It's so wonderful. Bruce.
From Tkoa. He's from Tkoa.
Yeah, Bruce lives near Tkoa, so it's so wonderful to hear your country music from the midst of the depth of the desert. Jonathan has another music after Bruce's banjo, or I can show you some art if nobody else has anything to share, or our guests here at Jonathan's. Do you want to share anything personal? Come up and sit here and share something. No. It can be in Hebrew.
I can talk, yeah.
Okay.
כל מי שרוצה בעברית גם יכול בכיף.
I'm going to share screen, everybody, and so Jonathan is going to do some beautiful in Hebrew or in English. I have to do it in English.
I'll do it in English,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll translate.
Just a
later.
minute.
I'll send it to the other people.
Un momento. Where's the
I'll send it to you in email.
those are my thrones, by the way. I'm going to prepare a better slideshow for that. I'm doing a Sfirat HaOmer art series. So I'm going to prepare a really nice one for later. But that was a sneak view.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
Okay, so I'm not going to read what's there exactly. I just have it as a sort of a reference. So the idea is what I came into my information, into my knowledge, into my attention. Just on Thursday during Pesach, we meet in David's tomb, but actually in the structure of where the tomb is. And this lady Hadassah Arbel, she wrote this beautiful, amazing book. And I can't tell you how excited I was because where's this here? Here she did?
Here.
Oh, here. So this is called the mystery of the sons of Moses and the 10 tribes, the lost tribes. So just to clarify, if somebody doesn't know this history, there used to be this country called Israel in the old times, and there were 12 tribes in this country. And then the country was divided into two because of a dispute between two people, basically, and some more things. And there's all this information there. And then these 10 tribes were exiled and sort of like disappeared. And they're saying that some of these tribes are slowly becoming more known about and discovered. The most famous one, or the two most famous ones, let's say, it's the Ethiopians that are meant to be Bnei Dan. So another tribe, like we are the tribe of Judea, Yehuda, and Benjamin and Binyamin. And there's also some of Levi tribe, and Levi, the tribe of Levi is the tribe that was in charge of music and singing. And the interesting thing is that in Bavel, in ancient Babylon, there was a king that wanted the Leviim that were there to sing and play music for him. And they were very sacred and very in tune. So they were also considered to be Bnei Moshe, so the descendants of Moses, the direct descendants of Moses. And they didn't agree to sing for the Babylonian king. So what he said, basically, he said, okay, I'm going to force you to do it. And their reaction was, it kind of reminded me of what happened in Metzada, if anybody knows the story. But their reaction was, this is terrible. I'm a musician, I'm a guitar player. Everybody who's a musician knows this terribleness. Yeah, but like they cut off their fingers and their tongue, which is horrible. Yeah. And then he couldn't make them play. But then because they did such an act, like a heroic, extreme act, then they were gifted with being salvaged by some very strong force. I think it's one of the major angels that came and interfered. I don't know if it was Michael or Gabriel, probably Gabriel. And he placed them in a place that they call the Sambation River. Now, this river is not a river of water. It's actually said to be a river of like huge rocks and boulders and stones and sand. And this river is apparently like in constant motion, and it only goes to rest on Shabbat. So if you go there on Shabbat, then there's a possibility you can go inside there, maybe, possibly. But people believe that it's around somewhere in Afghanistan. So there's other people that are saying that it might be in Africa. So I don't know, I heard this story and I thought, oh my God, this is like, and this is from about 2,700 years ago or so. So this is one of the most intense, amazing, magical stories that I've heard that is being told as like, if you believe, it's a factual story. If you don't believe, it's a mythology. But it's a mythology that's linked to faith. Yeah, sure. There is before, after that, the Romans and the Greeks, they have these really intense stories also, but they're not necessarily linked to when it happened in time. It doesn't exactly say, oh, this happened in this exact year or this exact day. But this is from 2,700 years ago, and apparently this river is still there, and there's a thriving community of Bnei Moshe in this place.
Wow.
And at some point, these people, the world will be clean and pure enough, and these people will be able to come out and shine their light and share their music and their divine, amazing like information. And this sounds amazing. So yeah, I don't have a song about it, but I'm reading the book right now, and probably I'll have a song or two in the next meetings we have about this, because it's absolutely amazing. And I welcome you to and I also I'm giving you this little lecture about what or explanation about what Hadassah Arbel, this lady that wrote the book, and she made a 25-year research about this subject of the lost tribes, and also about Bnei Moshe and the Sambation River. And the Sambatyon River is only a part of it. And the rest of the research is really about what happened to those 10 tribes and how are we going to be able to bring them back. Because if we really want to be Bnei Israel that received the Torah from God in Mount Sinai, if we want to be these people, we have to be the complete people. We can't just be like 2 tribes out of 12 tribes. There has to be a completion here so that the information will be processed through all the souls that are connected, that are part of these people. So part of being the chosen people in this sense is also like discovering who are we even, who are these chosen people? And they're all over the world scattered, and some of them know and some of them don't know. And some of them are apparently, maybe if you believe that kind of stuff, they're hidden, in some kind of wall of moving rocks and boulders and pebbles and sand. So yeah, it's
Amazing.
it's an amazing thing that came into my knowledge, and so happy to share with you guys. And I also share personally that since I was about 3 years old, I became aware, or 4 years old, I became aware of this connection of the 10 tribes from Judea and Benjamin. And this, when I came, when it became clear to me that happened, I felt such a deep rift in my being, such a pain. And I feel like I've been carrying this pain for all my life. I'm not 47, so it's like 43, 42, 43 years.
Wow.
Something like that. I've been carrying. And it was such a blessing on Thursday to just meet this lady that wrote a whole book of research about it, and that there really is a lot of hope in this sense, and the more we I believe, I'm not talking about Israelis or Jewish Israelis, but Israelites too, and the more that we are able to simplify and humble our egos, become more humble, and just realize that we're not all that. We're great, we're amazing, we're smart, we're good, whatever it is, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to everything else there is. So if we can just be so humble and just remember humility and humbleness, and just be in this place. Even let's take a breath and let's just welcome this kind of quality, and remember that one of the most heroic people in history, in Israelite history, is Moses, and he was said to be the most humble person in the world. He was blessed as the most humble person. This is a very, very important quality we must embrace for ourselves, and I really welcome us. So deep breath, and I'll tell you this with a little tiny exercise that I learned about a month ago. It's very simple and it can change your lives, and you guys just can do it any time of day. It takes 3 breaths. That's all it takes. So the first breath, you inhale, you expand your chest as much as you can with the inhalation. And then when you exhale, you only exhale from your belly and you keep your chest expanded. And then you take the second inhalation and your chest even expands more. And you just keep this presence and this space that you have within your body, within your torso, the top part of your torso. You keep that with you. You remember that particular second, and that's it. And then you can let go and relax your chest and everything. But it's an amazing exercise. I really welcome you to use it. To use it a lot. It really takes 2 breaths, 3 breaths, and that's it. And it changes your life. It gives you a lot of energy. It's more effective than coffee, in my opinion. So yeah.
Thank you. I
Bruce,
like
thank
that
you.
chest meditation. Wow. So stay tuned. We will have Hadass share. Stay tuned. We'll have Hadass share her book, God willing. And
Hadassah
Hadassah.
Arbe. I'm going to show this one more time here.
Yeah.
And you can see her book, Hadassah Arbel, Ta'alumat Bnei Moshe, Ve'aseret HaShvatim. So very, very interesting piece of information.
Baruch Hashem. Okay, anything else? We can play more music then. Yeah, two more people were supposed to come in. Amrita from Colombia and Jacob maybe, but they didn't. Sometimes she doesn't have internet, so we will have our wonderful guests do another song, and I'll mute myself so that the acoustics will be better. All right, and if Bruce or anybody wants to share more music afterwards, and words of wisdom, and Celo, there may be future her songs too when she feels like she wants to. All right, so I'm unmuting unmute.
This was actually a request from Eva.
Oh, I think I know.
And it comes from
Hashem, הדברים הקשים האהובים עליך. אני אומר, אני אומר, אני אומר, גם אם הדברים הקשים האהובים עליך. אני אומר, So I try to translate ואפילו בהסתרה שבתוך הסתרה, even where it's hidden, where it's most hidden. Of course, בוודאי גם שם נמצא השם יתברך. Of course, also there, God lies. גם עם הדברים הקשים העוברים עליך, אני עומד. And despite very, very difficult things that you are going through, I still stand. That's it. It's very simple, but it's very powerful. Okay.
The word Olam is from the word Elam. And I'm in Hebrew, that we can see. It's hidden from us. And sometimes it takes a lot of effort to bring God into our life. And there are all sorts of methods that people do. Still, before when redemption comes, governing to feel God more clearly, and to have to do always efforts in your life to feel.
תודה רבה, תודה. Jonathan, you want to introduce your friend?
This is Neka Shira. When we met, we were doing this really amazing gathering in the old train station in Jerusalem. There was a place called Terminal. We were meeting there every time that there was no quarantine. During the most heavy Corona year and a half. So we were meeting there every Wednesday and singing and playing music together. And so we met. This is the first time you come.
This time I'm in Jonathan's house. Oh, wow. It's very close.
And Neka is also playing the cajon here, and he's joining. She knows a lot of the songs. So we played them together a lot, and also, I guess we went to a whole bunch of sacred circles. Yeah, and this music, it's really, I feel like it's a really giant part of our life. We're so blessed. It's kind of like almost like an alternative to a synagogue for us in a way, because we meet a lot and sing a lot. Try to regenerate the consciousness that is already there in a way that there is a lot of old scriptures and old customs, and a lot of them are amazing. They're amazing, really. And we're using a lot of this information in the music, the songs, the words, a lot of songs from King David, songs, just all kinds of ancient texts, and not necessarily that ancient either. I was going to sing actually this other song from Rav Kook. I don't know if yes, he's still with us here, but Itzchak, right? Exactly. Yeah, I was going to sing this song actually from Rav Kook because it also has to do with Gevurah, and a lot of people know it as well. But I feel like we are being asked to do two things in this era. One is
to be open to expanding our knowledge, our consciousness to new horizons that we're not aware of, and at the same time give lots of space And
I want to say respect also
to the
the old way,
to the
the
old
old
knowledge.
knowledge.
Because the
Because
old knowledge is extremely empowering and important and amazing. But they also feel like, especially nowadays, there's so many more souls of people in the world, more than ever, really. I don't know, maybe before the flood, I don't know. But since the flood, for sure, it's the most people we've had in the world. Like, there's so many people, there's definitely a lot of new information that needs to be processed, revealed, written about. So really, I welcome everybody here, including my house. I invite you to come and share whatever they want, because they Passover for life. It's really beautiful. If you guys bring your word, your intention, whatever it is, even share a picture that you like. You just say a couple words about it. Just say, look at that. That's inspiring. Whatever it is. Just anything. And thank you, Neta, for sharing this spontaneous.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Thank you. I guess we're concluding the evening. Usually we go to like midnight, and it seems like we can do one more song, or we can complete now, and it's up to you.
I have two songs that are very appropriate.
Two songs.
If you guys want, we can show these two songs.
Fantastic.
If anybody else wants to share before this time.
Yes.
רוצה אולי לספר לנו מה את עושה? אני לא יודע מה זה. אפשר? אבל זה נהדר, אבל זה אחלה גבורה, מה? גבורה שבגבורה. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. This is Zohar. I don't bring the camera close to her, but you can see her. And she's doing this, I don't know what you call it. Yeah? Macrame. So it looks like a combination between something that grandmas make and something and the dream catcher. משהו ששם סוגות לבין נוחת חלומות. You know? Great. כן, נכון? Very good. Very active.
My name is Paul.
Diego. Hello.
My name is Paul. This is a really great night to be here. It was not what I
Thank you for joining us and being here present.
Nice surprise for sure.
Yeah. Lots of things, but not tonight. Yes.
Can't see it from there. There. Nice.
Where to say
Thank you so much.
Sababa.
So
yes, I didn't want to put those guys on the spot, but I wanted to see that we're actually
the first time in, I don't know.
No, we had once.
We had five people also. Because we had guests. But since the
corona, you know?
Yeah.
So it's nice.
We're having.
We still have
to find the
nice, comfortable way for everybody to be. in a space with Zoom open, and there's people in other places, and we'll find a way.
Yes.
Yes. So,
okay, so
this is it's also has Gevurah, and maybe a lot of people know this song. יש לך כנפי רוח, יש לך כנפי רוח, כנפי נשרים עדים, פן יקח שובך, לראש אותה, לראש אותה, ויעמדו עכשיו שימו לב, במקום בן אדם בא
Beautiful.
right? It's Gevurah from Fisher.
להכניס את חווה, כל הכבוד.
Bat Chava. Instead of Bat Adam, because you saying Ben Adam, Bat Adam. Son of man, son of Adam, daughter of Adam. Now we say son of Adam, daughter of
I
Adam.
love it, love it, love it. Wow.
When Hashem created the world, He created them as androgynous. And then He cut them in half and put them instead of back to back, front to front. That's why we say Ezer Kenegdo, because the woman is always connected in a positive way. She helps the man doing his job, in a word. So we have Adam that's androgynous and split it to because it was a whole soul, and then we need now in this word, Lamazek, we need to search for our health and to become whole again.
Amen. Shalom, shalom. Okay, that was amazing. So we have one more song before reading. Anybody else wants to share anything? What other songs do you want? And Eliyahu is back and behind.
It's what you want.
Yeah. Did you feel complete with the Omer, Eliyahu? He's not there. How about Anna Bekor also do the Sfirat HaOmer? I don't know if it's fitting. Anna Bekor is our last one, right?
Yeah, you can do also Shabbat.
If you want.
It's also not.
Yeah, or we can, if we want to make it more equal, we can do Rebbe Lubavitch or Kalabach song too. This one, that's a nice one too. It's maybe not fitting the atmosphere. No. You choose, you're the musician.
It's such a beautiful song. It's really, really amazing. It's Naomi Shemer together with David Nachman. So Naomi Shemer, she's one of the most famous, maybe the most famous poet, songwriter in Israel.
יש לו ניגון מיוחד משלו. דע לך שכל עשר ועשר יש לו שבת מיוחדת משלו. ומשירת הסתרים Oh,
Actually, when the Nachman talks a lot about art. Actually, we talked about it. I was with my family during the holiday, and actually was the first thing I see in my life. But it's very important to have this kind of practice during the day, because it really enables God come into our lives, and it enables the connection between us and God, because we're so preoccupied and busy with the Gashmius, and we tend to forget there is a upper force that is responsible for what's going on in this world and created this world. So this song talk about Rabbi Nachman as a suggestion to try and do the Ibadah in nature, because he says that the herbs they have, each herb is it's like an analogy to one voice in this world, and all together has the same meaning. Each voice, its uniqueness, come together with all the other herbs in the field, and they make one meaning. And it really helps us lift our davening, our praying, our connection, and speaking to God.
Should I translate that? People, does anybody need the song translated to English so that you know what the words are about? Or is anybody that think so?
No, I don't think so.
So also you want to finish with
Anna Bekoch? Yeah.
So that one.
Ana בכוח גדולת ימינך, קבל מינה רמחה צדקנו דרכנו, אני בו קדושי כבודה, כבא שומר, רק המציקתה, תמיד אומר, חצי גדול, חצי גדול, שרוב תוכל, תמיד נהן לעמך פני, קדושתך. שתנו קמפן ושמע צעקתנו יודע תעלומות יודע תעלומות אנא בכוח גדולת ימינך תרצה קבל עיניים עמך שדנו דרכנו נורא אנא בכוח גדולת ימינך תרצה קבל עיניים עמך שדנו דרכנו נורא אני בו קדושי כבודה, כבא שומר, דבר, רחמי צדקתך, תמיד דומה, חסי גדול, חסי גדול, שרוב, לעדותיך. יחיד גאה לעמך בקדושתך, שבתנו קבל ושמע צעקתנו יודע תעלומות יודע
So the person who wrote this song, his name is Ovadia Chamama.
Composition.
Chamama, it's yeah, not the lyrics, but Chamama also means greenhouse. So it's like the greenhouse god worker Ovadia Chamama. Chamama, you know. And also to remember that how this is important also, and this song is really also Gevurah song, very much Gevurah song. So yeah, so if I just come and say goodbye to everybody, also if anyone is here, I say Chaim Cohen didn't say much, only in the beginning. He's still here. He's not here. Eliyahu is here, and who is it? Dalai Lama. Dalia.
Dalia, you came in nice. Shalom, Dalia. Always come in at the hours of the stars. שלום, אנחנו נהנינו עכשיו מאוד לשיר. מי שרוצה עוד להשתתף לפני שסוגרים. חיים כהן הלך. אז אולי שיר אחרון בשביל דליה שלנו. את פה? הלו, נשמע לי שהיא נוסעת באיזשהו אוטו. דליה? אוקיי. אנחנו בדיוק מסיימים, אבל אם יש לך איזשהו דבר תורה מהכוכבים, תספרי לה. שלום לך. אנחנו נשמח לשמוע ממך, דליה, או אליהו, להגיד שלום. אם לא, אנחנו מסיימים בדיוק. זה מאוד נדיר שאנחנו מסיימים ב-11:30. הייתה קבוצה קטנה היום.
יעקב מצטרף בדרך כלל.
תודה רבה.
תודה רבה, אליהו. בסוף
תודה לכם, חברים.
זה אליהו רוזנבלום?
לא יודעת. אליהו רוזנבלום. איזה יופי. שלום.
איזה כיף. וואי, קטעים איתך.
אני.
ככה אתה בשקט בתור אליהו.
בתור אליהו.
לפעמים הכי כיף להיות בשקט.
נכון.
תגיד, אתה מקבל ממני את ההזמנות? כי...
היום לא, היום שמעתי מנטע, אבל לא ראיתי.
אוקיי, אז אני אבדוק את זה, כי אתה בטח לא ברשימה שלי, כן, זה נורא מוזר, אני החלפתי טלפון, אולי בגלל זה. כן.
אוקיי.
אני חושבת שראינו אותך בהתחלה, אליהו, שעשינו את זה פעם ראשונה.
כן, כן, הוא היה איתנו בזה.
נכון, כל כך
נכון.
אז זה נחמד, אחרי שנתיים ועוד.
כן.
וואו.
חתיכת תקופה.
עברנו משהו בחיים.
עברנו התקופה הזאת, וואי.
כן. ברוך השם.
אנחנו עוד פה יותר חזקים.
כן, זהו, מתחיל האביב, מתחיל עולם חדש.
נכון.
וואי, איזה אביב עם כל האבקנים האלה. והיום החול, בנוסף לאבקנים שהיה חודש של אבקנים עכשיו גם החול.
כן, הכל ביחד.
אולי תהיה איתנו אליהו ב-22 למאי, אנחנו נעשה משהו אולי ביחד בעיר עתיקה, באזור של מלך דוד, הקבר, אם תרצה לבוא.
יפה.
אולי לשיר עם יונתן או משהו, אז ב-22 למאי, נכון?
במאי, כן, במאי תבוא תהיה איתנו שם. גם תצטרף אלינו לזה, וגם אווה צריכה, היא לאט לאט, אבל תצטרף אלינו לקבוצה הזאת שהתחלנו עם יעלה, באמת, אני אומר לך, כאילו, זה היה, בפורים עשינו מפגש של ערב שירה כזה, אבל ביום חמישי היינו שם בקבר דוד, נפגשנו שם כמה אנשים, אז אולי גם שמעת מתי הצטרפת, בדיוק, גם שמעת את כל הסיפור שלי על 10 השבטים, והדס הארבל וכל זה, לא יודע אם ראית את זה.
לא, פספסתי את הקטע, הייתי באמצע, היה לי משהו באמצע, כן.
כן, קיצור, זה נורא מעניין, ממש, וגם בכלל, החבר'ה שם, יש שם איזה אחד, השם שלו, ישראל יהודה בן דוד המלך, השם המלא שלו, כן? אוקיי, הרשמי שהוא נולד איתו, אוקיי? ישראל יהודה בן דוד המלך. ועכשיו הוא התחיל פרויקט שנקרא UKI, שזה באנגלית United Kingdom of Israel, ממלכת ישראל המאוחדת, אוקיי? שום עניין של גיאוגרפיה, זה לא קשור לגיאוגרפיה, זה רק עניין של לאחד את העם ולעשות מערך פוליטי אחר שיכול לנהל את המדינה, את הארץ, את האנשים. שזה לא, פשוט לא עובד כמו שזה כרגע, אז בוא נעשה משהו אחר שאולי כן מטיב עם כולם ולא מזיק לאנשים. זה נורא מעניין גם, באמת, וגם שירה מקודשת ושופרות וטופים ווואלה, זה היה מה זה חזק. היינו רק 6 אנשים, אבל עשינו צלילים וקולות ועוצמה שכאילו שם ערב רב, ממש ככה.
שידדה בכל העולמות, אתה אומר.
כן, כן. אז תבוא, תהיה איתנו, אתה מה זה, היית חסר לי שם באמת.
וואי, תודה. יאללה, בעזרת השם, יש מצב, נדבר באמת.
כן. דבר תורה. ודליה גם, אנחנו רוצים לשמוע.
טוב, אז אם אנחנו כבר באמת בגבורה שבגבורה, אז English, Hebrew,
כולם יודעים מה...
עברית וזה עדיף, יש פה אחת שלא יודעת אנגלית, אז נראה לי
זה... כן, אז זהו, אז באמת אהבתי את מה שאמר, איך קראו? ברוס. ברוס בריל, כן. שהוא הזכיר את זה שהגבורה שבגבורה, זה באמת בחינה של דאבל נגטיב, של מינוס של המינוס, שזה בעצם פלוס. וזה ממש עמוק העניין הזה, כי כל הקטע של הגבורה, הוא באמת בשביל החסד, כן? חסד גבורה, זה כמו שנתה אמרה קודם, עזר כנגדו, זה כאילו, הגבורה באה בעצם כדי לתת בכלל את הכלי ואת המוחשיות ואת האפשרות להכיל את החסד. ולכן הגבורה, אז למה זה גבורה? זה באמת, כי הצמצום דורש הרבה גבורה, בעיקר, כמו שכתוב, איזה הוא גיבור הכובש את יצרו. כן, שאנחנו באמת, הגבורה האמיתית היא הגבורה הפנימית, שאנחנו כובשים את עצמנו בעצם, כמו שאלוהים כבש את עצמו, כביכול, כשהוא ברא את העולם, וצמצם את עצמו, וכאילו, כביכול עשה בתוכו איזה מקום שפנוי, שיכול להכיל, וזה הגבורה, ומשם בעצם מגיע כל הגבורות של העולם, שלנו, שאנחנו צריכים את המידה הזאת, כדי באמת להכיל את עצמנו ולהחזיק, להחזיק ספייס, מה שנקרא. אז הגבורה שבגבורה, זה כאילו, זה לצמצם את הצמצום. זה בעצם גם הגבורה עצמה צריכה גבורה. כאילו גם הצמצום עצמו, ההגבלה של עצמנו לצורך החיים, היא צריכה לבוא דווקא מהמקום שאנחנו באמת מבינים שההגבלה עצמה הוא החסד הכי גדול, וזה הסוד של גבורה שבגבורה, שזה בעצם השורש של החסד שטמון בתוך הדין עצמו, בתוך הגבורה, בתוך הצמצום הזה, בתוך הלימיטיישן היקר הזה. אז זהו, באמת מאחל לנו לגלות את האהבה שבכל הצמצומים ובכל הפרטיקולרים, וכן, שלנו באמת גבורה טובה.
איזה יופי, דבר תורה מקסים, תודה, ממש.
תודה לכם.
תודה.
זה כיף לראות לך גם.
גם אותך, גם אתכם, ממש כיף. כיף לשמוע ולראות. למרות שהסאונד קצת in and out, אבל...
כן, זה in and out.
אבל...
חבל.
יותר מדי ביחד אנחנו מחוברים מכשירים.
Sorry about that.
יותר מדי מכשירים אולי.
אנחנו צריכים איזשהו זום טק גאי להסביר לנו מה לעשות. נכון. תודה לך.
אתה מכיר מומחים לזום?
כן, יש מומחים לזום.
צריך למצוא אותם גם.
כן? really?
אבל אני לא יודע מה צריך לעשות בשביל הזום, אני גם יש לי פה סטודיו פעם.
אז אחרי הזה, אנחנו נשאל את זוהר. דלה, יש לך משהו להגיד לפני ש... You're so good to see you. או לא שומעים? unmute.
She's unmuted.
נכון. הלו, אז היא צריכה ל-restart. את לא חייבת אם את לא שומעים אותך.
לא שומעים, רק רואים אותך, אבל את נראית ממש מבסוטה ומאושרת.
אבל באותו אזור גם. איזה כיף.
באותו אזור?
כן, עם קריית יובל.
את ממש פה בשכונה, וואו, טוב, בסוף הכל כולם יעברו.
תבואי לפה לסלון, נשמע אותך יותר טוב. תקחי את האוטו 5 דקות. ממש. צריכה to restart קומפיוטר. יופי. אז רק עם הצמצום הזה של הגבורה, אני רק רוצה לשאול, זאת אומרת, אתה אומר שהחסד והאהבה והנתינה יכולה להיות אפילו יותר חזקה בגבולות של הגבורה? גם בצמצום?
מה שצריך את הגבורה בשביל ליצור את זה.
בשביל שהחסד יוכל בכלל להתקיים ולהתקבל אצלנו, אז חייבים שיהיה לו איזשהו כלי, אפילו לא כלי, אבל...
restrainer?
boundaries. כאילו, הגבולות האלה, זה בעצם, זה כל הכוח, האנרגיה בעולם שכאילו, שמתכווצת, ורוצה בעצם לחזור למקור שלה. כאילו, לכן זה אש, אש זה גבורה, האש עולה למעלה ורוצה כאילו להתבטל חזרה למקור האינסופי. אז גם הגבורה בעצם היא הגעגוע לחזור חזרה כאילו להתבטל, לכן זה תנועה של התכווצות, אבל בעצם כשאנחנו מצליחים לקחת את זה ביחד עם החסד ולאזן אותם, אז יש לנו באמת מרחב של חסד, מרחב של חיים, של אהבה.
ובגלל זה התפארת מחברת אותם.
בדיוק, נכון.
יפה.
נכון.
אבל גם בתכלס שיש את שניהם ביחד באותו כלי, או שהכלי זה הגבורה נגיד, והתוכן שלו זה החסד, אז יש לך חג, אתה יכול להיות שמח.
בדיוק. נכון. זה באמת מובא בספרים, שאחד מהראשי תיבות של חג זה חסדים גבורות.
יפה, לא שמתי לב פעם. גם יונתן, יודע. יפה, הוא צדיק.
כן, יונתן תלמיד חכם, מה זאת אומרת? אבל באמת חסדים גבורות זה חג, באופן כללי, כאילו כל החגים הם ככה, הם באמת מאחדים בין החסד והגבורה, אבל כל חג יש לו גם ראשי תיבות מיוחדים שלו. למשל, פסח, הראשי תיבות של חג זה חמלה גדולה. שכאילו אלוהים בעצם שהשם חמל עלינו חמלה גדולה ויתרה והוציא אותנו ובחר וגאל אותנו, אבל כל חג יש לו עוד ראשי תיבות. בשבועות חג זה ראשי תיבות חמדה גנוזה, שזה התורה שניתנה לנו, שהיא חמדה גנוזה.
אתה יכול לשלוח לי את הרשימה מה שאתה אומר?
כן, בשמחה. וסוכות זה חרב גאווה. כאילו יש פסוק חרב גאוותך, שהלולב הוא כמו חרב של גאווה רוחנית פנימית, שאנחנו כאילו ניצחנו בדין, בדין הרוחני של ראש השנה ויום כיפור, והגענו לסוכות, אז הלולב הוא כמו החרב של הגאווה, כן, כאילו אז הגאווה הקדושה בעצם, הגאווה החיובית, אז הלולב נקרא חרב גאווה, וזה הראשי תיבות בסוכות, אז כל חג יש לו בעצם את ה...
וואו.
כן.
That's amazing. אתה חייב לשלוח לי גם.
כן, אני רוצה את הרשימה של זה.
בכיף, אני אשלח.
אבל פסח, אבל תשמע, פסח אלוהים עשה וואחד גבורה.
כן.
אבל אני אספר לכם, זה שכחתי לספר פה בפורום של כולם, זה מה זה מגניב, ממש ככה. אז עשינו את ההגדה, היו לנו אורחים, האורחים שלנו עזבו מיד אחרי האוכל, פשוט עזבו את הבית. לא היה להם כוח לסיים את ההגדה, הם היו עייפים והם גמורים. אוקיי, אבל יצאו. אנחנו אמרנו, טוב, נעשה מה שפלא אומר. פלא הוא בן 6, 100 היא מיוחדת, אני ואסתר כאילו גמישים. אוקיי, מה שפלא אומר. פלא לא מוכן שלא מסיימים את ההגדה, אין דבר כזה.
מה?
ישבנו איתו, סיימנו איתו, כמובן שלא קראנו את כל, כי זה היה סתם שגע אותו. אבל ממש עברנו על כל קטע, וניסינו להסביר לו את זה ככה בצורה הכי מגניבה שאפשר.
וואו.
והוא כל כך כבר איזה שבועיים לפני פסח, בקטע של המכות, של לדבר על המכות, ולומדים על זה בגן, המכות, וזה דבר שקרה, והוא ראה את הסרט פרינס אוף איג'יפט, שמראים שם את המכות גם. כאילו, ממש זה חי ופועם אצלו בתודעה הדבר הזה. אז משהו מדהים קרה ביום בפסח בבוקר, שאחרי הסדר, ביום של הסדר, כן? זה פשוט היה לא יאומן. הוא בבוקר, פתח את ההגדה בעמוד של המכות, יש שם ציורים, כזאת הגדה של ילדים, יש שם ציורים של המכות, אז הוא אומר, אוקיי, מעכשיו, אני יכול לשלוח לכם וידאו, כי צילמתי אותו, אומר את זה בווידאו, וזה כל כך מדהים, ממש. אז מעכשיו אנחנו מחליפים את המכות במשהו חדש. דם הופך להיות פטל, צפרדע הופך להיות תפוח ירוק, כינין הופך להיות גלידת קולה, כך הוא אמר. אחרי זה,
איזה יופי.
הרוב זה הופך להיות דבש, כי יש שם, כי זה...
איזה
זה
מתוק.
נראה כמו דבורים קטנים, כמו דבורים קטנים. אז הוא אומר, הרוב זה דבש. ככה כל אלה זה אוכל, סבבה מגניב. הגענו לחושך. אוקיי, אז רגע, ברד זה היה שלגונים, ואז הרבה זה גם היה עוד איזה סוג של גלידה, לא זוכר, או עוגת קצפת עם לא יודע משהו, ואחרי זה חושך הפך להיות ככה, הוא אמר את זה ככה, לילה עם כוכבים יפים.
וואו!
זה ממש חושך, ואז מכת בכורות, זה הפך להיות, יש שם תמונה של בית קברות, כאילו ממש מצבות, כן? כאילו, של בית קברות, וכזה אדמה.